Hey guys, Cable Guy Ken here. Got a couple of things I'm gonna do for you real quick. It's about going on 6 o'clock right now, and it's raining pretty good outside. I'm under the shelter of some trees up here in front of my house. Got a couple of things I picked up from Tractor Supply Company rather, while I was up there looking today. Both of these products are made by Rutland. One of these is Rutland Fire Starter Squares. Comes 24 squares to a pack. Now it says lights when wet, instant start, burns 8 to 10 minutes, no dangerous flare up. And I'm sure if you're using a lighter, that might be true, but you know, most of the time we use a fire steel. It comes packed in there pretty tight in the box. It's a little bit hard to get out, but it's scored so that you can break it up into probably about a 1.5 by 2 inch square. I paid $1.49 for 24 of these. So if it really burns for 8 to 10 minutes, and we'll know here, I'll do a burn test on this, then that might be a good alternative to wet fire if it'll start with a fire steel. You can see it's just really it looks to me like it's no more than compressed wood that they've impregnated with a wax. You could probably make this by yourself at home. I've got my fire steel here. Now I know because of it being compressed it's going to need to get oxygenated, so all I'm going to do is take it and scrape the top of this thing up, get a little bit of fuzz on it, and we'll see if it'll start up with the fire steel. Get a little bit of fuzz. There we go. Took a little bit more than the wet tinder, but it did get to going. Trying to keep the rain off of the camera here. Now I'm going to set this over here and see how it does. I guess I should have dunked it in water to see if it worked. The other thing I've got a bunch of shavings here from my failed attempt at making a bow. And all these are drenched. I mean, they're soaking wet. Get these big chips out of there and see if you can see this on the camera. You can see the moisture coming out of it, maybe, I don't know, but they are drenched. The other thing I bought was another Rutland product. It's gelled fire starter. Now all this is pre-gelled alcohol. It's alcohol in a gel form. It's a blue color, so we're going to see how well that works, and we'll see if it'll do anything to get wet tinder started. The main reason I bought this was to try out in my alcohol type stove to see how well it works in it. Alright. It definitely started burning, so we'll see how long that burns as opposed to standard alcohol or even the heat. I know if you just pour heat on something, it burns up pretty quick. But this being gelled, I'm thinking it might last a little bit longer, and since it's made for getting fires going in fireplaces and such, it might have a little bit better staying power. I paid $3 for this. This is a 16 ounce bottle. I paid $3 for this up there today. And we're going to see how these burn, see whether or not this will get going. I'll get back with you fellas. Hey guys, been about a minute and a half. The alcohol is still burning, and you can see the fire starter square. Of course, it's going up pretty good. I would say, you know, the heat coming off of that, of course there's going to be a good bit of soot too, because it does have wax in it and it is a wood byproduct. But I'd say the heat coming off of it, you could probably cook over that if you wanted to. Got one more little fire starter type deal here. These are fire starters made by Landman. You can see usually they're $9.99 at Ace Hardware. Got them on sale for $4, so I went ahead and bought 3 packs of these. I have had these before, so I know they do work. Never tried them with a fire steel, but these are made, you just light the cellophane wrap, throw it on top of your wood, and it'll burn and get things going. There are 24 of these packages in this little plastic Ziploc bag. They're wrapped in plastic, but I want to see if this will start with a fire steel as well if I take it out of the pack. To me it seems to be kind of like a wet fire tender, something along that lines. So, excuse me while I wipe a little bit of the water here. Let me just get a piece of wood. I don't want to disturb that alcohol too much. It's charring the wood, but that wood is so wet that alcohol just is not going to get it burning. But it's been burning now for 3.5 minutes, it looks like. I didn't really start a timer on it. So I'm just splitting this open, and I'm going to dump it on a couple of pieces of wood chip here, just something so they'll hold up on top of the grill. Like I said, that little plastic wrapper will burn poof. So you don't take any waste out of the wood. You're not leaving any trash or anything like that. You can throw that right on top of your fire, and it'll burn. Alright, I said again, it takes a little bit more to get it going than the wet fire tender does, but it will start with a spark. It is 3 minutes after 6. I'm starting the time on that. And that one and that have both been burning about 3 minutes. Actually, I'm going to try to scoot these two away a little bit. Show this real quick, guys. I got a pan here in front of the house, catch water in. I got one of those cubes. I'm just dousing it in there. You can see it's floating and repelling the water because it is coated with wax. I'm going to go ahead and do this one over here now. While those other two are burning, we're looking at about 3 minutes that's been burning. The alcohol is still going, and it actually looks like maybe the wood's catching a little bit. And of course that one's still going. They've been going now for about 5 minutes apiece. But since that one got wet good, I'm just going to take the same way I did the last one, take that fire steel and scrape some of that up a little bit, just my striker from a fire steel, just to get a little bit of powder, get that wood powdered up a little bit, make a dust out of it, just to show you. I'm pretty sure it will, just because of the way it's worked so far. Boom. The wet fire tender type stuff, this one you can see has been burning for about 3 minutes, and it's pretty much about burnt out. Now it did burn hot enough that the wood that I had it sitting on, which has been sitting out here in the rain, you can see that it's got it burning, but it's pretty much done. It's not really leaving any residue. There's little pieces of like charcoal left behind that just crumbles right up. That's pretty much done for. Oddly enough, the alcohol is still burning, and that probably wasn't but about a tablespoon of that alcohol. Of course, it's got the wood going too. Go ahead and blow that out, but it's got the wood smoldering. It wouldn't start a fire if everything was soaking wet, but it definitely worked good in the little alcohol stoves that a lot of the ultralight campers, and sometimes I use one in my hobo stove just to keep the soot down on the bottom of the can, and it cooks a little bit faster sometimes. You can see this is still going. I'll rake these out the way. That's still pretty much going. It's a good hot ember. If you can see I mean, it's good and hot inside, so even with it burning, set my stick on fire there, it's also forming a really hot coal in itself that would help extend the fire. Go ahead and put this wet shavings on there and see if it does anything to it. I'm pretty sure it will. I mean, it's generating a pretty good bit of heat off of it, and you can see that one's burning good. So they've both been burning the alcohol lasted probably about 6.5, 7 minutes for a tablespoon of it, and that block's been burning about 8. On the box it says they burn anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes, but it don't look like it's anywhere near burning out. I'm gonna let it go, see how long it takes for it to burn out, and see if it'll get that wood burning at all. See if I can start a little fire with it, and I'll get back with you.